somebody from the NFC East got a playoff spot.
It just basically means Seattle gets a first-round bye as well.
After the 49ers beat them on Sunday night, everybody was online. They're like, don't worry. Seattle also gets a first-round bye along with the 49ers because nobody in the NFC East tried this season. Welcome back to another episode of The Expert Take, where we talk all that is the NFL, but mainly the Green Bay Packers.
And the Minnesota Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Yes!
Who lost to the Bears for the second time.
Who cares?
I believe I said in the beginning of this season that the Vikings would lose to the Bears twice, and you thought it was atrocious that I would say that.
Listen. The Bears almost lost to our JV squad. We sat everybody who's ever played football before. We just went into the stands and picked the first 22 people we could that had a jersey on. Go out there on the field. It's just Mitch.
The Vikings just called up all the metro area high schools like a few days before, and they're like, you got any kids that want to play on Sunday? The Vikings were locked in at a 6th seed no matter what. The Bears were eliminated from the playoffs no matter what. So I sat there with my brother-in-law, and he's like, yeah, let's watch the Vikings game. And like we're midway through, and he's like, this is a really boring game.
Of course.
And I'm just like, because it's complete. You are watching a preseason game right now. There's literally no implication of this game at all.
It's even worse than a preseason game because we're not looking at who might be playing.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is just literally
you're just like, oh, you're just going to run around because we don't want to hurt any of our starters this week.
We have a contractual obligation to be on the field. So go on out there.
Go ahead.
We're not going to call plays. Just throw grass in the air and see which way it blows.
Although on the other side of the NFC North,
I was much more interested in that game.
The Green Bay Packers game had a lot going on with it because had the Packers lost to the Detroit Lions, we would be playing each other this weekend.
Yeah, I know. I was really looking forward to that. When I saw like it was 7-0, then it was 14-0, and then I was watching the score the whole time, and this is gonna be amazing. I can't wait for this video this week.
Yeah,
and the Lions had to go do their lion thing.
I think I texted you. I said, this is the most stressed out I've been watching a game all season. And the only response I get from him is, I hate your team so much.
It's true.
They were playing for a first round bye against the 3-11-1 Detroit Lions. I was so nervous because had the Packers lost that game, they would have had to forego their first round bye, play on wildcard weekend, and play the Vikings again. And I was not ready for that. I was not ready. And the Packers kicked the game-winning field goal. A walk-off winning field goal against the Lions for the second time this season. They secure the first round bye. After that game, they knew we're either going to have the 1 or 2 seed. Fast forward to Sunday Night Football.
And I was rooting for the Hawks.
I was rooting for the Seattle Seahawks because had the Seahawks beat the 49ers, the Packers would have fell into the 1 seed. But that game literally came down to a sliver, probably that big.
I saw a picture where it showed just a person blindfolded running into a wall. It said the refs at the 49ers Seahawks game.
I know you talk about how the refs favor the Packers. However, the referees in Seattle have called some of the worst games in the history of the NFL. Packer fans, you know what I'm talking about. The Seahawks lost, which put the 49ers into the 1 seed. Packers are at the 2. So it shook out exactly how we talked about weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Although it would have been nice to have the number 1 seed, we still got the playoff seeding that we kind of wanted to begin with, or at least I did.
Which could end in an NFC championship game between us.
It could. The Packers are in the 2 seed. The Vikings are in the 6. And that is the only way they could potentially face each other to go to the Super Bowl.
But that's not all that happened around the league.
That is very true.
This week, the Patriots nemesis in December. How do they lose to the Miami Dolphins so often?
It's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick has beat the Patriots playing for every other divisional team in their division. He has been a quarterback for the Bills and beat the Patriots. Been a quarterback for the Jets and beat the Patriots. Been a quarterback now for the Miami Dolphins and beat the Patriots.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
For the first time in 10 years, okay, not only have they been in the playoffs for more than 10 years, for the first time in 10 years, the Patriots have to play on the first weekend.
Yes.
They have to play on wild card. They don't get to sit comfy with a first round bye.
Love it.
They have to play the hot Tennessee Titans this week. The Kansas City Chiefs fell into the number 2 seed, so them and the Ravens get the first round bye. So go Titans. Get the Patriots out as quick as possible.
Yep.
Let's watch somebody new win the Super Bowl this year.
You had a good run. You will go down in history forever as
kidding.
GOAT team, GOAT coach, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're done.
Let's let somebody else win the Super Bowl this year.
You're done.
So if we look forward to the playoffs starting this weekend, it's a great time of year. You win, you move on, you lose, your season's over. And the Vikings, they got to head on down to New Orleans and play as you say, the dirty cheating Saints.
The dirty cheating Saints. I hate them so much. I've expressed this several times before, but I will use this opportunity again to mention how much I hate you Saints. I hope you watch this video. I hope your coach watches this. I hope your team watches this. I hope your owner watches this. I hope everybody who likes the Saints watches this because I hate you all.
As you said before, for the New Orleans Saints, there's no Christian love in here.
There's no Christian love in here.
But do you think you'll win?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. No competition at all.
Okay, I'm not going that far. Here's the thing. Every time the Vikings have been the favorite to win, we've lost.
Okay.
Against the Saints. Every time we've been the underdog, we've come away victorious.
That's the best.
And there is nobody in the country. Nobody's picking the Vikings. Not even homers. They're like, I mean, if they do, it'll be awesome, but let's face it, they're going to be out. Sort of. Nobody's picking them, which is a perfect time to come in. I just think, as a sign of goodwill for me to get over my hatred of you Saints, I'd just like to extend a gift of another Minneapolis Miracle.
Can you imagine?
But on your field.
But in your city and on your turf. Will it be the Philly special to Kirk Cousins? And you'll hear Joe Buck. Cousins, sideline.
Touchdown. I want the game to be over by the end of the first quarter. I don't want it to be close. I just want it to be an all-out massacre. I hope the Saints are overlooking us.
Yeah.
They think, we got a bye week too. I just want to go in there and handle them and take care of business.
For Kirk Cousins, you have the best day and time slot game available.
Sunday at noon.
Sunday at noon. That's Kirk's time.
That's beautiful, man. We should just rename it to that from now on.
No kidding. Sunday noon. Kirk's time. If the Vikings make it to the Super Bowl, it will be moved to Sunday at noon.
And this time, we don't have to worry about the NFL getting in the way.
Super Bowl's in Miami.
Yeah, so, they don't have to rig the NFC Championship to prevent...
If the Vikings go, there's money to be made.
There's money to be made.
Miami's not in the playoffs, so we don't have to worry about a playoff game being rigged. Yep. You got to get past the Saints. You got to get past the 49ers. And then if the Packers can get past the Eagles or the Seahawks...
That was funny you said the Eagles.
It's funny that was nice of you to include the Eagles. So that's how we're hoping it shakes out. And then in a few weeks from now, hopefully we can play each other to go to the Super Bowl.
Our own mini Super Bowl before the Super Bowl.
That means in the first season of this show, we would have been able to take it as far as we possibly could until one of us ends the other season.
I feel like that would be more heart-wrenching than if the Vikings were to make it to the Super Bowl and lose.
Yeah.
Let's just move way forward. If the Vikings make it to the Super Bowl,
yes,
will you root for the Vikings?
For my brother and my brother only, yes, I will cheer for the Minnesota Vikings, especially if the Patriots make it, okay? Go Vikings all the way. Tom Brady doesn't need a 7th, okay? I have told my brother, I have said for you and you only, if the Vikings go to the Super Bowl, I would cheer for them because I think, not to be that guy, but I've watched my team win a Super Bowl, and it's a good feeling, okay? I'd like him to experience that if the Packers are not able to be there. However, if the Packers and the Vikings play each other to go to the Super Bowl, there's no love for the Minnesota Vikings at all.
Screw you, brother.
As we wrap this up, though,
yes,
we're entering playoffs. Let's make our Super Bowl predictions. Okay. Who do you got? Who's playing in the big game?
The big game will be take this to the bank. Expert take the Baltimore Ravens.
Purple.
And the Minnesota Vikings.
Purple.
Been riding that train for a couple weeks now.
Purple.
Ain't getting off now. Boop, boop. Purple Super Bowl.
So you think
this year
the Baltimore Ravens and the Minnesota Vikings will go to the Super Bowl?
The 1 seed versus the 6 seed.
And your winner is
the Minnesota Vikings.
Super Bowl or bust, baby.
Turning a corner. The new year proved it already. It's the year of the Vikings.
Can you imagine being the first team to win the Super Bowl this decade?
Can you imagine all the other times this decade we're going to win it as well?
Wow. Delusional.
I'm going to go with at least 6.
Whoa. Okay. Okay, so I think I've said before that the Ravens will go to the Super Bowl. However, I've seen a lot of different predictions, and I'm kind of going with one that I'd like to see. But I would like to see a Super Bowl I repeat of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers.
I see.
With the Green Bay Packers winning again.
Yuck.
So we each have our team winning the Super Bowl, obviously, because we're biased.
We're fans.
What do you think? Do any of you think Tom Brady will get his 7th ring? Do any of you think the Minnesota Vikings will even make it past the New Orleans Saints? Or do any of you even think the Green Bay Packers will make it past divisional round? Leave us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe, let us know what you think is going to happen. And hopefully we're back next week with the Viking season still intact. Hopefully we both have a game to look forward to.
I might not be here next week if not.
Until then, go Pack Go. Packer fans, you relax this week. Enjoy wildcard round.
Never saying that phrase again.